got you, didn't I, you little sucker?
Today's review will be on the Asmus Collectibles, and oh, I love that little picture there. Two jokes come to mind. It's either a punk Pac-Man spitting out a spike at somebody, or it's the old Mickey Mouse eye when he's dressed up as Alex from A Clockwork Orange. And this is a review for the Evil Dead 2 Exclusive Edition. Ash Williams. Willems? Wait a minute. What happened to the eye? Oh, that's right. Bob and Joe ate it. Now, to say that this box is big and heavy would be an understatement, but considering what's inside here, yeah, it's totally understandable. Now, like I said, seeing the eye missing from Williams, that's fine, but this box is kind of confusing. I mean, is it Evil Dead 2? Or is it Evil Dead 1? Is it an exclusive edition? Or is it the luxury edition? I've seen it advertised as both. And is it Asmus Collectibles? Or is it Asmus Toys? I don't know what's going on here, but you know what? I can't wait to look inside this box, so let's open it up, shall we? Inside you find two things. The first thing you find is this truly awesome box that has the figure in it. As you can see there, it says Ash Williams, spelled correctly this time. But if you look carefully, you'll notice that that's a sticker. So if you peel that up, I'm sure the misspelled version of Willems is probably underneath there. Another thing that you'll notice is, look at the way the words are. They're raised up and the blood's the same way. That is awesome. But I love this photo here. It's of the figure itself. Now that's the prototype. A lot of people complain that the finished product doesn't look this good. But come on, do they ever? Honestly, I don't care. Hopefully it just looks good. And you know what? I'll be happy. Because it's Ash. How can you not be happy? Down here, you've got the Evil Dead 2 logo, and it's really cool because it's cut out around it, as you can see there, because what you see on this box is actually the slipcover, and you can pull that off, but we'll talk about that in a second. Up there, you got the Asmus logo, and down the side, you have the rest of his chainsaw, the Evil Dead logo again, and if you look, it is raised as well, and that is really awesome. And yeah, this is a really awesome box. Let's flip it around and look at the back. Although there really isn't a lot to see back here. It's mainly black, or at least dark, with a lot of the trees there, with a little blurb thing in the middle looking like a page straight out of the Necronomicon. And if you look closely there, you'll see it says, "Thank you for choosing Asmus Collectibles." No, thank you for sending me this really awesome figure. And to prove my point, look at there. It says Asmus Collectibles, but down here it says Asmus Toys. I'm confused. But you know what? Still love that Pac-Man. Over here on the side, you've got the rest of Ash here, looking very cool indeed. And man, I am already happy. Let's look at the front. Now, as I said before, everything that you see of this box is actually a slip cover. And if you reach up and pull it off, you will find the following. A large window that pretty much takes up the entire front half of the box, showing off the figure and all of its accessories. And man, this looks awesome. I can't believe people are complaining about this figure. I'm happy already, and I haven't even pulled it out of the box. This looks so cool. Now, if this window looks a little hazy, there's a reason for that. Down here at the bottom, you'll notice that there's a piece of plastic that's underneath the window protecting the figure. So that's why it looks like that. If you pull that out, it'll probably be able to see the figure and his accessories a little bit better. But man, just look at that Necronomicon. That looks so good. Yeah, I am very, very, very happy already, and I can't wait to pull him out of the box. Now, down the side of the box, you'll see it has Ash Williams written again, and this time written right. And then down here, you got the Evil Dead 2 logo and Ash Williams yet again. Let's look at the back of the box. And oh, what a back of the box it is. You get the Evil Dead 2 logo and this really awesome painting of the front of the Necronomicon. That could have been the front of the box and I would have been happy. That looks awesome. And I gotta say, with that green tint to the paint there, yeah, that looks a little bit like Castle Grayskull, doesn't it? That is awesome. So let's pull the figure out and check him out. Inside of the box, you get two trays. You get the upper tray that has the figure and most of his accessories, including this extra little tray thing laying on top of the figure that actually has all of his hands. And look how dirty they are. That looks awesome. You get the Necronomicon, the Kandarian dagger, the shotgun, the chainsaw, his possessed hand, the figure itself, some wrist pegs, and when you're not using those, you need that wrist tape to put over the stump. And if you look underneath the figure, you'll also see that there's a base under there, and that is awesome. As for the bottom tray, you get 2 swap-outable seamless arms for Ash, which go along with that extra more tattered shirt there. You get a Deadite Ash head and a Deadite severed Linda head. Now, if the space underneath the shirt there looks a little empty, that's the recess where the stand is. The stand's actually in the top tray, but the 2 trays are stacked together, so that's why it looks like that. It's also worth noting that the little paper insert behind the trays has all the wall details and blood. It looks so good. Yeah, you could actually display your figure with this, but this version of the figure actually comes with something a little bit better. The luxury edition also includes this extra little block of styrofoam. It's protected with cardboard, as you can see, wrapped around the edges, but inside the styrofoam you find a piece of the cabin diorama, and in this case, the wall with the boarded up window, and that looks so cool. Above that, you get a smaller piece as well. Now, I have been wanting something like this for a long time because Prime 1 Studio put out a 1/3 scale Ash, which included part of the cabin diorama like this. And man, I really wanted that, but that is so far out of my budget, it's not even funny. And when I found out that Asmus Collectibles was making a limited edition version, which included this kind of a cabin diorama, it looks like a shrunken down version of that Prime 1 Studios one, in my opinion, and you know what? I had to have it. Let's look underneath this foam and see what else is there. You find the largest piece of the diorama, the floor itself, with the trap door to the cellar, and that is so cool. I love the metal chains and the little padlock and stuff. That looks so awesome. Down below that, you'll see you also get Henrietta to reach out of that cellar. And my Henrietta actually came with hair. And that's cool because a lot of people were getting theirs without hair. So I'm very thankful for that. And you also get, it looks like the vise right there. That is so cool. But yeah, this display is almost identical to the one that came with the Prime 1 Studios thing. And like I said, I wanted that so bad. And it's so nice to know that I actually have one. Yes, it's a little smaller. It's 1/6 scale instead of 1/3 scale. But you know what? That is so cool. The only thing that this set is missing that I wish it had is the deer head to put on the wall. But you know what? You get Linda's head. You get a Deadite head. You get Henrietta. What else do you need? You know what? This is awesome. So let's pull all of this out and check it out. Oh, and remember how I said I wish that this figure was numbered? Well, apparently it is. Now, I had assumed it would be numbered on the outside of the box, but apparently it's numbered on the bottom of the base. There's this glossy sticker with a picture of the cabin, the Evil Dead logo, and down below that, ED for Evil Dead, 21 being the year that it came out, and mine is number 513 of 666. Now, I had to go look for a review to see if the number was the same and stuff like that. And Diego HDM Reviews actually showed off the bottom of his, and he got 089, and that is so cool. So yeah, these are numbered. They're only numbered on the luxury edition parts, and that makes sense because that's the part that you don't get with the regular figure. Lastly, included in the box, you get some instructions on how to swap out all the parts with Ash, how to use his accessories, and on the other side, how to assemble the cabin diorama. And man, I cannot wait to see this thing put together, so let's do that now, shall we? And oh my goodness, just the base alone, and I am already happy. This looks absolutely amazing. I cannot believe so many people are complaining about this set. I mean, you got people saying that the paint job looks too sloppy. It looks fine to me. And man, this looks so good. You got to understand that this luxury edition cost about as much as the average Hot Toys figure does now. And I feel like I've already got my money's worth with just the base alone. Because like I said, I wanted that Prime 1 Studios one, and there's no way I could ever get anything like this. But this looks like a shrunken down version of it. This is awesome, man. As you can see, it's got a metal chain there. I love that little padlock. The wall attaches via magnets, and they're very strong. Over here, I wish there were magnets here because this is a little loose, the little post, and where it attaches to the wall over here is kind of loose, but I'm thinking about just gluing mine. I mean, it's not like it's going to fall off or anything like that once you've got it sitting here anyways, but honestly, it could be a little stronger. You got the vise right there just waiting for Linda's head, and this window is awesome, and what's really cool is if you look on the outside of the window, you'll see that it's completely sculpted and painted as well. This looks so good. And this is a detail that most people won't even see. That looks so amazing. I love the little moss that seems to be growing underneath there. That is so cool indeed, man. Yeah, I love it. The cracks, it looks like teeth and stuff. Yeah, this is really cool. When I saw how detailed it was just on the back here, that is awesome. And as awesome as this diorama already is, as Rainbow Dash says, it's about to get 20% more awesome. You also get a Ted Raimi Henrietta, and that looks so good. Like I said, I can't believe people are complaining about this set. I mean, does that not look good to you? I think it looks great. Now, a lot of people had reason to complain. It was justified because theirs didn't come with hair, and that hair is really soft, so I'm glad mine actually came with it. But man, this looks so good. As you can see, Henrietta still has both of her eyes, which she won't have for very much longer. And man, that blood looks so good on her arm. And thankfully, they didn't sculpt the rest of her body because I would not want to see that. This looks awesome. Spinning it around, you can see how the hair's glued on there. You got her dress and then some really mangled arms there. Ugh. But yeah, look at the little speckling there. Oh, that looks so good. But yeah, I don't get it. I'm very happy with this. I guess if I had one complaint, I wish that they would have put some little foam things on the bottom of her base here because, yeah, it's just polystone, and inside of the cellar door, it's fully painted and there's nothing to protect it, and, you know, if it's scuffed around, it might scratch the paint or something like that. But honestly, that's a small complaint and something you can fix easily yourself, and man, just look at how good she looks coming up out of that cellar. I absolutely love it. Now, although those are all the pieces that make up the diorama, there is an extra accessory that should go with the vise, and that is the severed head of Linda. Oh, and she's seen better days. She's now the Deadite version of herself, and that looks so good. Now, her hair does look a little strange. It's a little too perfect right there. You need to mess it up a little. But man, I absolutely love that. The paint job of her face looks really good. I love the wrinkles of her neck and stuff. Her hair is awesome. Her teeth look so good. Yeah, that is so cool. And just look at the gory details of her neck. Oh, that is awesome. Speaking of gory details, just look at this Deadite Ash head. This looks so good. Like I said, I can't understand why people are complaining about this set. It looks good to me, man. His eyes look awesome. His teeth are all messed up looking. He's got those little marks on his face. His face has like some speckling on it and stuff. That is so cool. Yeah, look at the details just on his skin alone. I absolutely love that. One of the things I didn't know about is look at his hair. There's like some layers to it. That is so cool. There's like pieces that are like glued on and stuff. That is so amazing. And I love how the blood looks on his forehead there. Yeah, I love this, man. I don't know what people are seeing. I mean, I guess they want it to be like completely realistic and perfect in every way. I mean, it's a figure, guys. I don't know. Do like the MST song says. Just try to relax or something. This is awesome. Look at the detail work of his hair there. I love that piece that's like glued onto the front there that makes it look like you can see through some of the strands of the hair. That is so cool. Flipping the head around and looking at the details of his hair back here, I think that looks great, man. Like I said, I don't know what people are seeing. Between the few accessories I've already seen in the base, I've already gotten my money's worth. This looks so good. Speaking of looking so good, look at the weathering on this extra shirt. That looks awesome. Now, when I think of Ash as having the chainsaw hand, I always think of him as missing the left sleeve of his shirt like this. And when this figure was announced, I thought, why did they put the straps on his shirt with the two sleeves instead of putting it, over this one? Because this is the more iconic look. But it wasn't until I went back and rewatched Evil Dead 2 for about the millionth time that I realized that he actually has both sleeves when he says Groovy, in the tool shed. I thought he was always missing the sleeve there, but nope, it's not until after he gets pulled under the stairs in the cellar that he actually loses this sleeve. And when he does eventually lose that left sleeve, Asmus Collectibles has you covered by giving you two swap-outable seamless arms. Now, when it comes to these arms, this is an avenue where I understand the complaints that people have. Now, looking at them, they look amazing. I mean, look at the speckling there, the shading of the skin. I mean, that looks like a real arm to me. They pop on with ball joints. Yeah, they look awesome. I love the weathering at the wrist. That is really cool. Now, the problem arises when you begin to articulate them. As you can see, the flesh covering over the armature begins to fold, and no human flesh actually folds like that. And if yours does, you might want to look into getting some help. So yeah, where it comes to these arms, I understand the complaints, but honestly I consider them to just be extra items thrown in with the figure. I mean, it is nice to know that if you display your Ash with the ripped off left sleeve, you have this really nice looking left arm here. As long as you don't articulate it, it looks fine. And I know it sucks to have a piece of the figure you shouldn't articulate, but if this arm is just at his side, that looks really good. He also includes 4 extra hands. You get 2 Picard Make It So hands, 2 Black Power hands, 2 girly little making a heart hands, and then 2 trigger finger hands. And man, just look at how dirty these things are. That looks so awesome. He's got such grimy looking hands. I absolutely love it. Speaking of hands, he also comes with a Deadite version of his severed hand, complete with the bite mark from Linda. This is awesome. Now, I've heard people say they wish that they had the one where he's flipping off Ash, but honestly, I like this kind of dragging Ash along the floor kind of pose. That is cool. It looks like it's running away, and I love the details on it. You can see he's got some fingernails there. It could be, a little bit dirtier like the other hand to bring out the details, but honestly, look at the speckling there. That is fine by me. Taking a closer look at that bite mark there, and then over here you've got the stump with his little bone sticking out. That is awesome. Now, after he chops off that hand, he's going to need something to cover the stump with, and this will work perfectly. Now, if you look at it, it's all painted one color, and I really wish that it had more white on where the cloth part would be. I think the silver is perfect for the tape, but honestly, I just wish it had a little bit more white, but that's an easy fix. Flipping it around, you can see that it doesn't just slip over the wrist, it actually plugs onto the wrist joint. That's pretty awesome. As cool as that wrist wrap is, why would you use it when you have an even better accessory? Ash's modified wrist chainsaw. That is awesome. Now this thing is pretty heavy. The blade itself is made out of metal, and just look at that chain. That looks like a real chainsaw, man. That is awesome. I love the speckling there, the blood, the dirtiness. That looks so good. Oh, I love it. Look at the silver there on the back. Yeah, I love that. Look at the little screws. Just those details right there. That looks so awesome, man. And you know what? He's got little switches and you see that? That is so cool. I mean, those details, they're lost when they're so small like that, but it's so cool that they're there. And the details don't stop there, because when you look at the other side, it's just as impressive. And speaking of impressive, this chainsaw has a working pull cord, and when you pull it, the blade of the chainsaw goes up and down. That is awesome. They did not need to do that, but it's so neat that they did. I love the way that silver ring is weathered there. That looks so amazing. The lighter color of the pink on that little silver bracket that's like screwed down to it looks so nice, man. That silver vent. I love the weathering, like I said, on the chainsaw blade. The blood, everything looks so good. Now, I'm sure everyone will know this, but the chainsaw plugs onto a wrist via a peg hole, just like the wrist wrap. Now, in situations where the chainsaw just won't cut it, get it? Ash also includes his shotgun, and before you tell me that this is called his boomstick, the boomstick was in Army of Darkness and had a much longer barrel, and although this was supposed to be the same gun in continuity, the only name he gave this gun was Old Double Barrel.
Old double barrel here! Blow your butts! The kingdom come!
Speaking of Old Double Barrel, you can see there that the barrel opens and you should be able to put some little shotgun shells in there, or if the figure came with them, but apparently it didn't. He should have came with some, though, because he kept a lot in his pocket in that movie. Next up, you get the truly awesome Kandarian dagger, and man, that looks so good. I've always thought the head of this thing looks like a xenomorph or something. That is so cool. Now, as you can see there, the color changes from the bones to the spine. Now, the spine piece there is actually made out of a more flexible material. It's not like super flexible, but it is a little flexible. And in my opinion, that makes it totally screen accurate. Looking at the details from behind, and I definitely wouldn't want this thing stuck in my guts like poor old Jake. Man, it looks like it would hurt. Last up for accessories, the ever-present Necronomicon Ex Mortis.
Roughly translated, Book of the Dead.
Now, although it's not bound in human flesh like the one in the movie, the cover is actually a little bit flexible, and what's really cool is this Necronomicon actually has the real pages from the movie. Now, it's too small to show you, but you know what? I am so happy with this. I absolutely love it. As for his very last accessory, you get this really awesome base. Now, as you can see, the top of it has like a wood floor pattern with the blood splattered on it. That's just a sticker, and so is his little nameplate right there, but at least Williams is spelled right. Now, you only get one of these posts, as you can see here. Now, this can also be plugged on to the cabin diorama piece, and that's where I'm going to put that. So it's kind of cool that they included this little base too, in case you didn't want to use the diorama. I mean, they didn't have to include this, but they did. So without any further ado, let's check out Ash himself, starting with his boots. And I absolutely love how the treads are all mud splattered. That is a great little detail. Now, one little detail that's sorely missing, and a lot of people have brought this up, is the fact that the body underneath the outfit doesn't bear any of the bloody scratches or marks. So, like through the rip in his pants here, you can't see the bloody scratches or anything like that. Now, that's an easy fix, plus the fact that that hole is pretty small, so you can't really see it from far away anyway. The only time it sucks is the fact that the upper torso, if you put on the other shirt with the ripped up sleeve, you will notice that he doesn't have any of the scratches or dirt or anything underneath there. So that kind of sucks. Speaking of dirt, look at how dirty these pants are. They look oily and muddy. This is awesome. Working our way up here to the belt, you can see that his belt even has some weathering on it. That looks so good. Speaking of weathering, look at this shirt. They did a great job. It's got that black kind of oily look. It doesn't look like it's printed on, which is nice because like the Art the Clown actually has the blood that looks like it's printed onto his outfit. So this actually looks like it's splattered and dirty. So that is awesome indeed. Now, as you can see, he came equipped with two hands that look like this, but they're very weathered, and that is awesome indeed. He's got the straps already on, and they're on there very tightly. This is not like thin material. That's really nice. That little hook there to start his chainsaw is actually made out of metal, and it's very stiff. That is awesome. Down here, you've got some more mud, or I guess that'd be blood. I don't know. So much stuff gets on him in the movie. Who knows what that is? And then up here, you have his chest and neck. Now, he doesn't have any weathering, as you can see there, on his body. And that kind of sucks. That's one complaint I wish that they would have added at least a little bit there on his neck to make it dirty. I mean, obviously it's painted really well. It's got all the little speckling and shading and stuff like that. So that is really awesome. But when it comes to like the blood from his ear here, it would look like if you put just a little bit on his neck there or some dirt or something, that would look a lot better. But you know what? That's a small complaint. Now, looking at his face, check this out. You can see all the detail work there in the pores and stuff. He's got the cuts on his lip there, on the side of his head. He's even got some crow's feet wrinkles and stuff. That definitely looks like a young Bruce Campbell. That looks so good. He's got his rock eyebrow up. That is so awesome. Yeah, I absolutely love that. Now, I've heard people say like the scratches there on his face look a little too dark, but I'm sure they matched, some of the scenes in the movie. You could probably add a little bit of extra, red gloss there and it would look better. Kind of like the gloss on his forehead here. Now, that looks really good. It looks like it's soaked into his hair. I absolutely love that. Obviously, this is from the middle part of the movie, before he loses his hand, or right after, I think it's right around the time he loses his hand, after the blood comes out of the wall. That's when he basically looks like this with the blood on his forehead like that. That looks absolutely amazing. Looking at his eyes up close here, you can see they're very dark, and that looks so cool. Yeah, they did an amazing job. His teeth look fine to me. A lot of people have complained about that, because he looks like he's got bunny teeth or something, but that looks natural to me. I think that looks great. His lips look fine. He's got almost like a 5 o'clock shadow there around his jawline. That is awesome. Yeah, like I said, I don't know why people are complaining about this figure. I guess because it's expensive and they expected it to be more realistic or something. They've gotten spoiled on other companies. But you know what? This looks really good. It looks like a young, Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead 2. And what more could you want? Looking at the figure from behind, and check out the sculpt on his hair. That looks so cool. Now, like I said, his neck is woefully clean. Jeez, he needs a little bit of grime and dirt and blood and stuff. Down here, you can see that they weathered up his leather pouch. Now, that pouch for a shotgun is really cool. It's really soft on the inside. It feels like a real pouch for a gun. That is so cool. You got the little strings right there. That is awesome. Yeah, they did a great job. The shirt is all weathered and stuff. Oh, it looks so good. Got the back of his pants here. Looks like he's set in something. The figure does have all these little loose strings everywhere, so if you get the figure, you're gonna have to be, pulling those off. They're just, stuck on the thing. It's not like they're like attached or anything. But that looks awesome. I think they did a great job. So here's Ash all geared up with his shotgun on his back and his chainsaw on his wrist, and that looks awesome. I say we complete the look and stand him on the cabin diorama. So here's the Ash figure standing alongside almost everything that comes with this luxury edition, and this figure is awesome. Just look at that. It's a young Bruce Campbell from Evil Dead 2. I have wanted a 1/6 scale figure of this version of him for so long, and this one does not disappoint. And add to the fact that it comes with this truly awesome diorama with all these specific, Evil Dead 1/6 scale pieces. This is amazing. I have heard nothing but grumblings from almost everyone about how this figure isn't good, how this is too expensive, or how blah, 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 blah. Complain, complain, complain. And honestly, listening to all those people complain, I almost canceled my order. Almost. I thought, oh, well, it's not as good, blah, blah, blah. And I don't want to be disappointed, and it is expensive, blah, blah, blah. I am so glad I got it. I love everything about it. I have had so much fun messing with this figure. It just looks so good, man. Like I said, the only thing that's missing from this set that I'd really like to have, prop-wise anyways, is that deer head. And look, there's no wall to put them on. I mean, where would you put it? And you know what? Big deal. Now, my complaints, the complaints that I would have is, yes, I do wish that his body were weathered. I wish he had the scratches on his torso and stuff underneath there. I wish his body was a little dirtier and stuff underneath there. But you know what? That's a small complaint. You can do that yourself. Let's see. What other complaints would I have? Don't really know. Seriously, I wish Henrietta had the little foam things on the bottom. I can add those myself. That Necronomicon with the pages and everything, that is amazing. Everything about this is just awesome. And honestly, I am very happy with it, and I highly recommend it. I mean, if you're like me and you have it on order and you've been listening to other people just rip it apart, don't listen to them. They're idiots. And Asmus Collectibles, for all those people that have been complaining about it, I hope you hear people like me that absolutely love it, because I am not just saying that. This is amazing. This is what I wanted when I saw the Prime 1 Studio 1/3 version of Ash, and now I have it just in 1/6 scale. And you know what? That's the way I'd rather have it, because that other one's not articulated at all. This is amazing. So there's my very lengthy review for the Asmus Collectibles Evil Dead 2 Ash Williams exclusive 1/6 scale figure. And man, this figure is awesome. I am not just saying that. I was very worried to get this figure after what everybody's been saying, and seriously, I have had such a ball just playing with this figure. It is awesome. I love everything about it. And after hearing everybody complain about it, I just don't understand it. And honestly, if you've been wanting one, definitely get it. But this thing is limited to 666, so I don't know how easy it would be to get it. I think it's still available, but man, if you want it, don't wait. Because I really do believe something like this will go up in value eventually, because I think a lot of people are going to be like waiting on this one. And I think it's really awesome. And honestly, it makes me want to go out there and get the Ace Ventura figure that Asmus Collectibles is selling too, because I've heard so many people complaining about that one too, and I've wanted it from day one. And you know what? After seeing how cool this one is, I definitely got to pick up Ace. So, until next time, tune in for more Foo Reviews!
Give me back my head!
Hey, this is Nolan North. You don't want to miss Foo Reviews. And I'm out.